Welcome to Doing Better with Bree, and today I'm coming to you guys with another episode of Caffeine and Conversation, episode 3, and we are at a coffee shop located in Atlanta in a residential apartment complex. Let's go ahead and take this journey together. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on those notifications. So yes, it's located in the back of a leasing office. So come on this journey with me to see what kind of flavors and vibes we'll get this time. Soon as you walk in, you are captivated by the beautiful art pieces that are on the wall. It looks like they currently have an artist doing their residency here, and I'm sure that this coffee shop rotates out the artists every couple of months, but from what I hear, they haven't even been opened a year yet. So this is really good for any new and local artists that want to get their artwork displayed. It looks like this place might be a place to do that at. This piece was one of my favorites. I liked how they use the gold flakes in there, and this is the artist name. Once I find some more information on them, I'll put it in the bio. They haven't been open a year, and I can say that I'm highly impressed with multiple things. Now, my drink was amazing. I got the Bonita Apple Bomb, and for them not to even have a logo on the cup, I'm telling you, this was literally the best thing I've tasted while I'm on this coffee tour. The vibe is very modern, very chill. They also had fresh flowers out. And I like the fact that they also do have actually good avocado toast. Oh my God, it was actually really good. Look at the flavors in this cup, you guys. So beautiful. I had to stop what I was doing just to see what was in it. And then they have this beautiful outdoor space that is perfect for hosting events. I can see that they will be here for a good time and hopefully a really long time because this is a very nice location. I went to the bathroom because, of course, coffee makes you have to go, and impressed with the cleanliness of the bathroom, the changing table for the moms, and that they have multi-stalls. Now here's just me being super cute, sitting outside enjoying this beginning of fall weather, and the breeze was beautiful. My latte was amazing. But you guys, let's go ahead and get into this show. I was going to talk to y'all about something completely different, but since this video is now trending, I'm going to talk to you guys about this. Let's get into it. It looks like I have upset some of the old ladies and made the men feel more validated, but really what I did was just shine light on something I felt like was so obvious that like 85% of people should already understand or know. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm going to insert a clip coming now. I stopped listening to older women tell me not to date older men when I realized that they didn't care about me. They were just trying to protect their investment. A lot of older women also cheat on their husbands. They just cheat with younger men and then funnel money to that younger man using their husband's money, buying him shoes, Jordans, PlayStations, paying his apartment fees and everything. The difference is that that younger man will never actually try to start a family with her or tell her to leave her husband. So she still has to be stuck in a miserable relationship with a man that probably doesn't want her. On the flip side, if her husband goes out here and deals with a younger woman, there's a high chance that he might actually fall for her and want to leave his wife. And so therefore, a lot of older women have pushed this agenda that it's bad, you're going to get manipulated, you're going to get used, you're going to have to do all these terrible things when you start to date older men. And this doesn't even go for just men that are married. Women will tell you just to stay away from older men in general because they want to be able to have these men available to them when they go back being single. But if all the older men keep running to younger women, that leaves no men for them. And older men, they tend to hit their peak financially once they're older. They're not going to really hit it super young. At least most men aren't. We do have a major generation of young wealth, but let's just be real. A lot of men don't hit their peak until their 40s or 50s. And when they do, they tend to look for something younger and attractive to them. And the competition for the older women is so seriously hard that they tend to have no choice but to become sugar mamas and cougars, messing with younger men to still be able to get some form of attention that they are not able to get in their age group currently. Push out propaganda telling women you're going to get used, abused, you're going to sleep with an old man for all this stuff. He's not going to treat you right. We know you have to do all these terrible things at night to get that money. And it's just like, not necessarily. Like a lot of older men actually cater to their younger women. They try to make their lives easier. They do anything and everything to not lose them and give them pretty much access to everything. Like, if you know, you know. And I'm not talking about extremely young women, 18, 19, early 20s. Shouldn't even be thinking about a serious relationship, just like having fun and enjoying your life. But as a 31-year-old woman, this is perfect for my age range. If you're like in your 30s and you're tired of playing around with guys your age, it is a little bit easier when we actually decide to date older. The problem is we become serious competition at my age, like 28 to 35, for the older woman, because they are more likely to lose their husband as soon as we step in a room. So as I'm creating this video, I'm getting a lot of incoming comments and just a lot of people interacting with the post, and mainly it's men validating what I'm saying. And basically all I did was shine light on the fact that an older man usually does come into a younger woman's life and make it easier if you pick the right guy. Now, obviously we all know there's technicalities, like don't get with the guy that has like a lot of issues or this or that or is abusive. Okay, we get that. I'm just talking about the fact that a lot of men still have this daddy complex. They want to take care of the things that they love. And if you get with yourself with an older man, that tends to kind of be the relationship dynamic. Like he wants to protect and take care of you and love you and things like that. And that's all I've experienced when dating older men. And those are the girls that get it. They get it. If you don't, you don't. But with that being said, I also did say that I wasn't speaking for the extremely young girl community, 18, 19, 20. And so I did get a good bit of women that, you know, were like, okay, I get what you're saying. I'm directly talking about like just younger, like 10 years younger, you know, than that man, not extremely 25, 20, 30 years. I mean, it can get like that if that's what you're into, but just having like a healthy age gap, I don't think that's necessarily a problem. For me, being a 31-year-old woman, I'm more attracted to and or want to date men that are 40, 45. I don't mind it. Now, with that being said, the men were like, yes, I'm glad you said this. These women, this, that, and the other. And I'm just speaking from like experience of what I've seen on social media and in person, having conversations with women that were older or twice my age. Now, I just want to make it clear, I'm not throwing shade at older women. Like, obviously, I pray to be an older woman happy in a healthy relationship with a man who actually genuinely loves me for me. And if not, that I'm happy and content by myself, or I'm able to find another partner that I'm happy with. You know, there are those storylines that can and very much does happen. But it's just unfair. A lot of women, we carry our value while we are young, being able to finesse men out of money and houses and cars and clothes and pretty much everything that you can imagine when you're young and beautiful. And then just as time is not kind to any of us, we get older and it's not as easy for you to obtain those things or those luxuries, even from your spouse. They might have a wandering eye because these women these days are very revealing, very manipulative, and a lot of women are money motivated. So it can be a lot harder for women who have successful husbands or obtain their wealth later in their marriage to actually keep that relationship, because a lot of those men, like I say, do have wandering eyes and they will leave their relationships, and it's all logistical to them. Women feel like if they love a man, then that man has to be up under them and with them all of the time, and he would never make a bad decision that would separate them. The reality is a man will love you and still not want to be with you every day. They make that decision all the time. They call it choosing peace, where the man will be completely obsessed with his ex, but yet he won't marry her. He'll go and marry the woman that offers him peace, therefore being madly in love with the ex and not necessarily madly in love with his wife. And a lot of women, they don't believe that. They don't want to think that a man would marry them that does not love them, and it's very much possible because women are dutiful. You will do your duty. You will have the children, take care of the home, love and support that man while he is leveling up with his plan. And then once he gets to where he has to go, he will drop you like nothing and go get a woman half your age. If you are not necessarily a trophy wife or one of those women to be feared by your husband, or he genuinely loves you, then yes, your relationship and your marriage is on the chopping block. And I want to make sure that you hear me clearly. If you are in a healthy, happy relationship and your spouse genuinely loves you inside and out, no matter what age you are, and you guys have a very unique, happy love story, there is a high chance that that man will never actually have a wandering eye for you because he 100% genuinely loves you. But I don't like when people tie love and marriage together. They are two different things. Some men marry for convenience, just like women do. They will get tired of paying their bills or taking care of their everyday things and will marry a man for convenience. With that being said, a lot of women are experiencing a humiliation ritual when it comes to marriage. They marry men that they think love them or whatever, and when they get to being a middle-aged woman, they do leave. And a lot of women that I have met or just watch on social media platforms that come on here and tell their stories. And I like to watch women older than me. I'm in my 30s, so I'm watching the 40 and 50-year-old women. And I stopped really listening to a lot of them when I realized that, like I said, they were trying to protect their investments. A lot of them will tell you that you'll get manipulated, you'll get used, you'll get this, and you'll get that. And yes, that might be true for extremely young women, but they like to count my age group out as young women. But we are very much high competition for those women. 28 to 35. Yes, baby, we are cultured enough, grown enough, secure enough in ourselves. And it's usually like the sexiest time for us because that's when you kind of know yourself the most. I feel like you're getting into knowing who you are. Your early 20s are rough. Your mid 20s, you might be getting married, having kids. Some girls are really opting out of that quickly, or you might be freshly back single. Whatever it is, that there's something about that 28 to 35 age range where women are just killing it, and they are going out here and they're still being mothers, they're getting married, they're having healthy, happy relationships, and a good bit of them are marrying older. But it does cause a few ripples between women that are 45, 50, 55 with the women that are my age, because your husbands are the target. It just is what it is. Your husbands are the target, and we don't even have to chase after your husbands. They will do the chasing all themselves, all by themselves, and lie and love bomb until they want to confess that they are married. A lot of us do know that these men are married, and we're just in a time period where I know that when it gets to that point and they're in that age range, that there's nothing that you could do. Even if he doesn't deal with you per se, he's just going to move on to the next woman and the next woman. And that's perfectly fine if you want to avoid that situation. I recommend that you do. It can get very messy there. And so if you do have a guy that you're like, and he does tend to be a little bit older, and he's like, I'm going to leave the situation because I'm not happy, we're together for the kids, or whatever that might be, you have to assess that situation to figure out if that is a good situation for you. I don't recommend being with any man right after he's done anything. I would make him wait at least a year of consistent just dating, not living together, selling off that property, buying me a new one. Like, we would have to start fresh anew. And I'm only saying that because in reality, it happens. In reality, women come to social media and like, this woman took my man, she took my man. And I'm starting to realize a lot of women's men don't get took. They they're fleeing. They're like literally just running from their wives. And yes, it's unfair. The reality is, if you are single in your 30s because you've avoided men and you're ready to finally settle down, that is more likely going to be your best target audience. A lot of guys our age, we know what they're on. They're still building their careers. They're still trying to figure out if they want you or that other girl. It's a whole lot of mess going on. And obviously, I'm not telling you to go steal some lady's husband, even though it'll be like super probably fucking easy. I'm saying, like, if you just move within that age circle, then you might be able to find men that are a little bit more single anyway. There's a lot of older men that have just already left their wives, no side chick, no mistress needed, and are just back out here single and wanting to mingle and do want to date just a little bit younger, but not wanting to go like super cringy young, like 18, 19, 20, because my conversation is not meant for them. It's meant for the grown women who know themselves, who cannot be easily manipulated into doing anything, and still have standards and requirements, and just realize, like, yes, he's a little bit older. That just means he should be more established, and therefore you should be able to enjoy that relationship a lot more than being in one where you're having to help build a man, build them up, and then they fucking leave. And you probably spent 10 years of your life and the grunt work of it, like the BS version of it, just for another woman to enjoy. It's really up to you if you honestly believe that it is worth it. My recommendation is do what is always best for you. Assess every situation, think it through twice, and be calculated. Whether you're with a man your age or you decide to date older, everything has to be a calculated move. Everything has to make sense to you. Everything that you do has to be something where it is going to be beneficial to you, not only financially, but emotionally, spiritually. If everything just doesn't feel in check there, then that's not what you need to do. The men were having a field day. They were like, protect her at all costs, this, that, and the other. Some women are going to be so mad. It's just unfair world, because reality, like I said, a lot of us young women are able to have our way with men early on in our lives, and then later it just seems like men be having their way later in life. They get their money right, and they don't want that older woman. A lot of them don't, unless, like I said, they genuinely love you. And we know about the taxi cab theory. A lot of men do not marry the woman that they genuinely love sometimes, at least sometimes not their first wife. Sometimes they marry for convenience. And you also have to understand that there are whole podcasts out here preaching this message to tell men that the best thing they can do is settle down with one woman and build their business off of her. And what I mean is, you be the one cooking the meals, being consistent. Yes, you get to stay there. You're his in-house coochie. You're taking care of the house. You even might have a kid with him. Once he gets to where he's going and he's successful, not a lot of men will take that opportunity to share that success story with you. Some will leave. I am not saying all, so please don't think that I'm saying that, but a lot of them will leave. We've seen that story time and time again, so we will be kind of slow not to acknowledge that it is an actual thing and figure out what we can do to maybe avoid those type of situations. And to be honest, you just have to pay attention to the character of the person that you are with. But yes, if you do decide to date older, I would only entertain relationships where they are beneficial and that man is literally catering to you. Not those relationships where they say, oh, you have to do all this weird, freaky stuff to get this man to take care of you and spend this money. I don't even know like why the fuck someone would actually think like some older man would be running the fucking program with a younger woman like that. Like, I will be submissive to you, but you're not going to run me. And me being submissive to you only comes with you already showing me that you have purpose, that you have something to bring to me. Fuck a table. Y'all talking about a table, baby. Forget the table. What are you bringing into my entire situation, my entire house? That table too small. I need a lot more shit than what's gonna fit on that motherfucking table, okay? What I want ain't gonna fit on this fucking table. I need to be having it filled up to the roof with everything that I want and need and desire. And, I'm just saying. I don't know. I literally don't know. And I know that if I want it that bad, like, I'll just work myself to get it. So why would I be with a man who's not going to work that hard to make sure that he can get it for me, whatever that might be? And I do have realistic expectations. So a lot of women do. We don't live in la la land. Like, I'm not expecting to wake up with a Birkin, even though that would be nice one day. But I pay attention to numbers too. Like, I know what's going on with the bank account, boo. Like, don't ever think that I don't. And so I wouldn't even entertain a man unless he had a certain amount of income anyway. So because there's only a certain amount of income that a man can make that's going to make me even comfortable enough to date him, knowing that he can afford certain dates, that he can do certain things, and it's not going to necessarily hurt his pocket as much. I don't like being in relationships where I have to worry about this man spending his last dollar to take me out and then him trying to guilt trip me with it. Like, boo, no, you can save your last fucking dollar. I don't know who not having their way with these old men. I'm definitely having my way with an older man. I like the fact that I'm able to talk to both. Like, I swear, like, talking to guys my age and talking to dudes older, it's like you're having your way. You get to pick the positives and the negatives from both situations. Like, you just have to explore it. But listening to older women that will tell you, oh, don't date these men because this, and this, a lot of them just have bitter stories. A lot of them are women that were really the pick-me's. Like, they really wanted that man so bad that they didn't want to tell you that they were back there fighting and scrapping for him back in the day. They don't want to tell you that they did some messed up stuff to the girl that had him before her, all this stuff. They don't want to tell you that they having a side dude on the side that they paying for his stuff and he really your age, and she don't really want to tell you all that because she kind of embarrassed, but she be talking about her little youngin', her little YN. Like what? Like, a lot of these older women is weird as fuck. And I say that they're weird as fuck because they don't want you messing with their investment, but they want to mess with the guys our age too. They do. Like, they definitely be trying to mess with dudes our age. I know a few homeboys. We've had conversation. They be like, man, I'm finna go get me a sugar mama. They go get them a sugar mama, and now they in all the latest shoes. They bills is paid on time. I'm like, he really did go mess with that man's, wife. But they be keeping their stuff on the wraps. Women do it better. Women will always cheat better than men. I have always said that. And don't think that these older women is sweet. They be knowing what's going on. They just do not want you actually, sometimes they know that they man be stepping out. They don't want nobody taking their man. And that's why they don't like my age range. And I'm going to explain why they really don't like my age range specifically. Older women do not like the 18, 19, early 20-year-old woman because they're not listening to them. Them girls do not care. They partying all night and still eating hot Cheetos in the bed. They doing what they want to do. And if your man come over there and they pay their little fee, your husband is just good as taken down that night. But a lot of men is not even going to take your husband seriously, nor are they, especially when they hit a certain status as far as income. They in a certain tax bracket. They moving in certain circles. That's just not something that they're going to want to even entertain. They'll date younger. And that's why my age range is the perfect age range for them. They may not want to go extremely young, but they will go younger between the ages of like 27, 28 to 35. They will date within that age range and be able to be happy and a little bit more successful, because a lot of women kind of know themselves by then. Their early 20s was already hard. Most likely by the time they're established in their career, at least what they want to do, they mostly keep themselves together. You know what I'm saying? They might actually want to explore women in that age bracket, not these super young women. And wives know this. They know that their husband is more likely to go over there and pay that young girl's fee and, crack that night than to actually leave his wife. They're actually more safer there. My age range is not safe because we might actually possess the qualities that turn us into his next wife. A lot of girls my age, they're staying in the house. They're worried about their careers, doing their skincare routines. They're not in the clubs. They focused on what they got going on, checking in and making sure that they're mentally good. And when they do allow a man in their circle, they make sure that man comes in and has a list full of stuff you can do to make me happy. And they come through and they want to do it all. They want to do it all. And they know that, and they don't like that. And I understand why they wouldn't like that. Because if they go back single, then what? It's going to be hard. It just is what it is. It's all unfair. Dating is definitely unfair. Men have it hard in the beginning when we're young. We have it hard a little bit harder when we get older. That's why a lot of women focus in on their skincare. They focus in on their looks, going to the gym, eating right, taking care of themselves so they can fool men. Women love to be able to fool men. Oh, guess my age. This and the other, because a lot of men cannot believe it when they see certain women like, wow, you really took care of yourself. You're rare. And some of those women, they will never actually get left. There's always going to be some men fighting to have them because she's still so fine and she's still so, where she still got it and she's older. And I'm definitely not saying all older women are going to get their husbands sick, but I'm going to be very specific when I say this because I mean this with my whole chest. If you are out of shape and you're problematic, and your man has money, you should already be seeking a lawyer. If he starts obtaining some type of wealth within the last couple of years y'all been together, and you just got real comfortable in your relationship, you done let yourself go, you notice he don't take you out, y'all don't hang out, he just always about work, and then he keep talking about he got all this money now, and he not planning no trips, he ain't bringing home no bags or no purses, that's because he's saving the money to go spend it with somebody else. I'm just saying, take care of yourself, take care of your husband, especially when he gets some money. Because if you don't do it, there's some other girls around my age that will more than likely try and do it. Especially if he having money. Especially if he having motion, baby. Just saying. But okay, time for a skincare check. Y'all know the weather is changing and I am trying to work on my anti-aging routines and so forth. And so therefore I have started making serious purchases and have been getting a lot of, brand collabs through certain brands. So I have just gotten this. You can see that it is brand new. I have not used it yet. I didn't know how I felt about one of these things. I have literally just been washing my face and exfoliating my face with a regular exfoliant, doing my regular routine. But now that I'm in a stage where I got to worry about anti-age, baby, I'm making sure I use my retinol, my collagen. I want to do all of that. I love the Korean skincare and I recommend girls and men do it. If you want glowy, dewy, clear, glass-like skin, like, baby, you're going to have to get you this. Now, this thing was $200. $100. Yup, boo, I'll put it down in my Amazon cart. You can get on Amazon in 2 days. And it comes with this. And I'll show you what it looks like, the consistency. Jelly collagen that you're going to rub on your face as a final step. And I will do a video if you guys want me to do a video with this. I'll make a video of me actually using it. But this is what it looks like. It's not bad. It's giving like ultrasound stuff. But it's not bad. It's not bad. But you guys, that's all the time I have for tonight. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Turn on your notifications so you know when I post next. I am a new content creator on here, so all of your support means so much to me. Please make sure that you share, repost, comment, subscribe. I definitely do appreciate you guys. Follow me on all of my other social media platforms. And don't forget, like I always say, do 1% better a day, get your bag, and stay out the way. Until next time, peace.